What is up, guys? This is Lintheo coming at you with an updated deck profile of my Yang Zings with the new support. Now, yes, this is a very different deck profile, and there are kind of two different builds you can run. You can run the pure Zephra build with, you know, all the different stuff like that, or you can kind of do a bit of a mix. I've gone for a mix more focused on the pure variant of Yang Zings, just because that's how I like it. You can kind of play around with the other build if you want. I have, and I just kind of prefer this a little bit, but nevertheless, we'll go straight into it. So to start off, we have 3 GR2. This card is just insane, and you need it. You need it to get off your combos. You need it to be able to basically just open up the nuts, go into Chao Feng and everything like that. There's loads of different ways you can go to Chao Feng, because, you know, this is kind of like a win condition on its own. It's just so broken. And yeah, and I don't say broken very often. So running 3 at this is a kind of a must, if I'm completely honest. You want to see it as early as possible. 2 Chai Wen. Chai Wen is here because it's just so good still, and I really want to try it at 3. Now, I've kind of been thinking about putting it up to 3, but I literally just don't have any space. There's so much stuff that I want in this deck, and I just don't really have the space for it. There are some things I could cut, but they're kind of personal preferences as to why I have them in there, so yeah, it's at 2 for now, but it's really good because you can just do loads of different plays. Like, for example, with GR2, you can discard 2 and summon the new Pendulum, which is the level 6 with Chai Wen as well. Go into Baxia, then Baxia effect to pop this, bring this back, and special summon another one. You can summon 2 Baxia. That's just an example what you can do, you know, loop in 4 cards. Really nice. So just in general, it's really good, and also good for going with a Bian to be able to just go into kind of a Herald that can't die by battle. So that's really good as well, and just being able to, you know, special summon itself from the grave is really good. So here we have Zefra, the Secret of the Yang Zing. This is one of the brand new pendulums that's come out. It's a level 6 Earth, it's Worm, and it's a Pendulum 7. This is actually the first time I've ever had pendulums in a deck profile, so this is a new territory for me, but here we go. So it's got 0 attack, 2/6 defense. Its effect is when it is pendulum summoned, or when this card is destroyed by battle or card effect while in your monster zone, you can add 1 Yang Zing or Zephra spell or trap card from your deck to your hand, and you can only use the effect once per turn. So you can see already how good this is. Search out Path, search out Creation, search out Oracle, search out Divine Strike. You know, all of these cards you can search out is just so good. Now, there isn't a very often I will actually Pendulum summon in this deck. While it can be done, I don't normally, but so I can get the effect off normally. You know, the Pendulum Summoning effect, which is not too bad, but it'll normally be in the monster zone and die that way, if I'm honest. So the card's really good. I did, you know, test so many variants of this. I had it at 3, 1, 2, and 2 is just kind of nice, and you'll see the other 2 that I run now in a second, but I do believe this really should have been the Ultra, to be honest, because it's much better than the other one. And speaking of which, we have Zephraxi, the Treasure of the Yang Zing. First off, it looks really cool. I really do like it, but I only run 1 because while his effect is cool, I believe the effect is only really good in the kind of mixed pure build of Zephra's. And its effect is basically when it's special summoned from the main deck or the Pendulum, or via Pendulum, you know, you can target Yang Zing or Zephra monster and it becomes a tuner for the turn. So it's a really good card. I really do like it because you can do some nice plays and you can't target itself, which is a little bit annoying. If you could target itself, it'd be absolutely incredible, because it just means that you can make it an instant kind of like tuner, and that would just be good. But yeah, I'm only running 1, and it's a Scale 1, and the other scale is Satan Light Zephra Ban. This is here because, 1, it looks awesome. That's not the reason it's in here, though. Although it does look pretty sick in this light, actually. So yeah. But Zephra Ban is really nice because it just means it's when it's normal or flipped or pendulum summoned, I can target another Teller or Zephra monster and pop it. So obviously I'm only going to really be targeting the Zephras for the effect, and it's just another rank 1, and the only other rank 1s are kind of what's it called, the Exatom version of it. I don't know if I have it to hand. I'll quickly have a look. Yeah, here it is. So this is the other one that, you know, they go together, to be honest, but I'm not running it because then I'll have 3/7 scale and 2/1 scale. Doesn't really add up. And this is also when it's normal flip, but it also means that you can only target a set, while this is just pop. So yeah, really good, but it's working out all right having those two. I don't really mind it. So going into normal Yang Zings, we have the one Totodile. This is here simply because if you're going against, for example, Burning Abyss, or you're also going against Necros, and you are going first, you can use Jiatu, and you can also use a Bixi, these three, and that is a instant Chao Feng, sorry, and Darks can't activate their effects, and Waters can't activate their effects. You know, it's really good. So that's why he's in here, but he is such a bitch when you draw him. I absolutely hate it so much. It's just so painful when you do, and you really want to get him back into the deck as quickly as possible, if I'm completely honest. So yeah, so he's at a 2. He's at a 1, sorry. 2 Suwani, I've cut down on all the Yang Zings, which you'll see in a sec, because 3 just gets so cloggy now, and this is the way that I'm deciding to run it. And you can recycle them, everything like that, so it's not too bad. But 2 Suwani is really nice. 2 Bian, this is here, you know, just because it's, sorry for hitting the camera, because it's just in general good. Also good for getting the Herald out, so it's really nice. That's kind of why I wanted to run Chai Wen at 3, because it just means I have more access to Heralds, because I do play a certain amount of them, which you'll see in a sec. And then finally for the monsters, we have a Bixi. This is just one of the best ones. Being invulnerable to traps is just so blooming good, and even though it does make you, you know, immune to your own traps, that you might want to use it in a way to create advantage, you can use it with things like Torrential Tribute, and it's just so brutal. So going into the spells, here's a brand new one. 2, Oracle of the Zephra. So this card, again, looks absolutely awesome. It's a field spell, and its effect is, when it's activated, add 1 Zephra monster from your deck to your hand, so you search it out, and then depending on the monster that's summoned, you get these following effects. So Ritual, you shuffle 1 into the deck, and so on and so forth. The only ones that we really are bothered about is Synchro, which just means you can stack a card on the top of in your deck to the top of the deck. So this is here just for a lot of deck thinning. It's also a good MST bait, if I'm completely honest, because people don't want you to kind of get the plus off it. And just in general, it's nice because you can kind of set up some scale plays as well. So it is a really solid card in general, I think. And I'm just running it at 2 in this. If you are running the pure build, you know, not the pure Yang Zing, the other one that has all the Zephras in, you run 3 of this. It's an auto 3 just because it's so brutal. 2 Path, the reason why I'm running 2 Path is simply because I can search it now with Treasure, not with Treasure, with the other one, and just in general it's good. You'll see another card that I play that I can recycle it in a sec, but Path has just always been good, and 3 just actually gets a little bit cloggy at times. 2 Dark Hole, self-explanatory really. You know, we get the effects off our own destruction, and you know, the Djinn lock and things like that sucks. 2 MST, just in case we go up against something like you know, Satellanites that we don't want the back row to be hit. Vanities, you know, all things like that. It just kind of makes sense. Even though there's an argument that you don't need to run many MSTs now, you can really side them because the back row isn't as much this format currently because of Necros. While that is the case, I would rather have the MSTs and side them out than automatically lose game 1 by a floodgate. And especially now with lose a turn being a thing, or lose 1 turn, you want to make sure that you have the answers to it. 1 Soul Charge. Soul Charge is still incredible, and especially in this deck that you can just make Chao Feng so good. And then the 1 Raigeki for just extra destruction, you know, as I said, the Djinn lock. So going on to the traps, we have a few of them. We have 3 Creation. Creation is just one of the best traps in this deck, if not the best. Simply because, you know, you can just plus off it so well. You can really work out nicely. You can activate in the damage step, you know, things like that, just to get around certain card effects and all that. Really solid card. You want to see it as early as possible, and yeah, you can search it out with, what is his blooming name? I've gone and forgotten it. It's a very late day. Secret of the Yang Zing. So you can search it out with him if you so wish, but normally you probably won't be searching it out, if I'm completely honest, but nevertheless, we are running 3 of it. Then we run 3 Fiendish Chain. We don't like spells, monsters even. We don't like any activations that might hurt us, so we want to make sure that we can stop that. I really wish they made a Yang Zing that it's made it invulnerable, one of your Synchros invulnerable to monster effects. That would be so brutal, but unfortunately they didn't do it, so yeah. 1 of the new cards, 2 Zephra Divine Strike. Now I run 4 Pendulums, so it kind of makes sense. This card's just so good. Really good. And its effect is when a spell or trap card or monster effect is activated, banish a face-up Zephra monster from your extra deck, and then negate the activation if you do destroy it. So that basically means all the 4 pendulums I actually run are live with this. And interesting thing to note, if you have this set and you use one of the pendulums as a synchro, the pendulum goes to the extra deck and then the monster is summoned. And then it means that if they do, you know, like a warning or a bottomless, this is now live because the pendulum's already there and it's got the fulfilled requirement. So there's no missing timing on that. So it's really nice. A really solid card. Just for that, it's just really good being able to protect your monster when they're summoned. 2 skill prisoners, still rocking this card. Really think this card is absolutely amazing in this deck. Just because you're so vulnerable to monster effects, it's just a really great card. And being able to use it multiple times, you know, it's just nice. Then we have the 1 Jar of Avarice. Jar of Avarice, really great card. And in this deck, it's nice because I can recycle in things like my paths if I need to, or my pendulums, or anything like that, you know, if they are somehow in the grave, they've been pitched from my hand or something like that. Jar of Avarice is just really a nice card to just, in general, generate advantage. So, yeah, really nice, but only at the 1 because I don't think I need any more. A single mistake, more would be sided. And mistake's just good in general. We don't really add at all, apart from Oracle. That's the only thing we would add, but then, you know, I'd rather have 2 cards dead in my deck than, you know, being able to use this against, like, Satellanites or being able to use it against Necros to just completely lock them out. 1 Torrential Tribute, you know, we profit from this. I really wish this would go up to 2 maybe or something like that, I don't know. And then finally, the final one is Vanity's Emptiness, because there's nothing like having Chow Feng out and being able to then lock your opponent for special summoning anyway, shape or form with their outs. So going on to the extra deck, we have the 1 Chow Feng Phantom of the Yang Zing. If you don't know what this is, I'm going to read it out to you now. It is a level 9 light, 2,800 attack, 2,200 defense. And its effect reads as follows. You need 1 tuner and 1 on 1 non-tuner, so it's a generic. And it's a lot of text, so I'm going to read it quite quickly for you. While this Synchro Summon card is on the field, your opponent cannot activate effects of monsters with the same original attributes of Yang Zing monsters that were used for this Synchro Summon. When this Synchro Summon monster is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can add 1 tuner monster from your deck to your hand, and then once per turn, when a monster on your opponent's side of the field is destroyed by battle or card effect, special summon 1 worm-type monster from your deck in defense position with the original attribute, whose original attribute matches the original attribute of one of those monsters that was destroyed. So basically, I summon this with a Bixi. No water monsters can be activated. Their effects can be activated anywhere. So good. Then if I do decide to go and kill one of my opponent's Necros that is a water, I then get to special summon a water from my deck. Worm water. You see how this works. This card is so amazing. I really want to run it more, but the extra deck is so tight. If I, you know, did decide to make a build more geared towards just like getting this out completely as quickly as possible, there'd be like more Monster Reborns and things like that. But nevertheless, this card is absolutely incredible and I love it so much. 2 Bixi, this card is again, oh Baxi, sorry not Bixi. Baxi is just absolutely incredible. This card being able to spin, you can summon 2 really quickly. I showed you a little bit earlier with Jiatu bringing out the level 6 Pendulum and then a Chai Wen. Level 2 and level 6 sync up into this, spin 2 cards, then Baxia, pop the Chai Wen to go grave, bring back the Jiatu that was used for the original summon, then Chai Wen's effect activates to bring out the other Pendulum, level 6, and then you sync up again. So you see how it works. You could run 3 if you really want, but more often than not, if you're spinning 4 cards with 2 Baxias on the field and it's going through, you've probably just won. 1 Leo, this is just for any, like, you know, killer outs or anything that's just a bit stupid that, you know, rogue decks might come up with. It's nice just to have the access to this, and level 10 is pretty easy to go into. Beals, pretty standard really, it's just really easy to go to. Sometimes, you know, it might be considered not the greatest one, but I don't really mind it, to be honest. I think it's alright. Crimson Blader, just for any rogue matchups or just anything in general, it's just a really good card. Black Rose Dragon, wow, that Black Rose looks sick. Sorry, I just realised because it's a top-down view now, this, so it looks crazy. Black Rose is here just because it's Black Rose. It's just really good in general. The 1 Yahtzee. Now, people kind of are running 2 Yahtzee currently, and I get that because it means that you can pop your Zephras and get your effects off and all things like that. But I'm only running 1 simply because I don't have a lot of space. Pegasus can hold that. I don't have a lot of space in the extra deck, and it's really tight to actually, you know, build a solid extra deck that works. So it's a real struggle for me, to be honest, and I'm just having 1, and I've never really found myself needing to go into more than 1. So that's why we have that. Then one of the brand new cards, we have Clear Wing Synchro Dragon. First off, this card looks absolutely epic in ulti. And I really do love it. It's just a really good card in general. If you don't know what it does, it's a generic tuner 2/5 2000. Once per turn during either player's turn, when another level 5 or higher monster activates its effect on the field, you can negate the activation if you do destroy it. Once per turn during either player's turn, when a monster effect is activated that targets exactly one level 5 or higher monster on the field, and no other cards, which is important to know, you can negate the activation if you do destroy it. If this card's effect destroys a monster, this card gains attack equal to the destroyed monster's original attack until the end phase. So you see how it works. It's just a really good card, you know, against Shadows. It's just really nice because they summon the construct. You just like new, and you proceed to kind of destroy the construct, and so on and so forth. Then we have Horus. Horus is actually a really nice card now because we do have the pendulums. It means that, you know, your opponent, you can steal your opponent's monsters and such, and just in general, you can target another face-up card on the field and negate its effects. So Horus actually finds its way nicely into the deck. I should have used my misprint ulti actually, to be honest. If you don't know what it is, I'll find it very quickly because it's a very, very cool card. But just in general, Horus is a really nice card. As I said, because of the access to the pendulums now, it means that we can happily go into it. We can steal your opponent's monsters. You can put them in a real tight situation to not really be able to do anything. And here is the Horus. I'll just take it out because I actually really like it. I'm quite proud that I managed to find this from someone. Double sleeve, triple sleeve. So if we just compare, you can see there is no hollow on that compared to this. So you can see there, it's really sick. So it's, yeah, just same as one of the other ones. So as I said, I'll stop showing off now. Horus, really great card. As I said, just because of the pendulums, it makes it live. Then we have one Vulcan. Vulcan's here just to bounce anything that's really annoying that I don't want to see. You know, if there's a single Dante in the way and they have plays, summon this just to get rid of it and such. Also, I can bounce back my Fiendish Chains as well, not just himself. So, and also recycle the field spell. So in general, just a really good card. Then we have the one Goyo Guardian. Goyo Guardian, you know, it's alright. I can use H2 Psymuff if I really want, but yeah. Then we have Armades. Armades just in general for Burning Abyss or Shadows, you know, just get rid of anything like that. It'll be beefed up probably, so it's really nice. And then finally, the two Herald of Arc Lights. Now, I don't technically need to run two if I'm honest, but I just like having access to the second if, you know, I can't bring it back with Baxi or anything like that. And just in general, it's a really easy card to go into. I can use it with a Bian and a Giatu, or, sorry, not a Bian, a Giatu or Bixi, or use it with a Chaiwen and a Bian. So, you know, there's two ways to go into it, so it's pretty good. So I realise this deck profile is now going on to 18 minutes, so that's where I'm going to stop it. If you want me to do a combo video with this, I can. It's a pretty easy combo video, to be honest, for me to do, so I'll happily do that if people would like it. Let me know down in the comment section below if you want it. So as I said, let me know what you think of the deck. Now you think of Yang Zing's kind of presence in the meta. Do you think they're actually going to do anything or not? But as I said, let me know down in the comment section below what you think of the deck and the archetype now that new release stuff has come out. Like, comment, subscribe, and I should catch you guys later.